All right, today we're going to do something a little different. We're taking a very short but incredibly dense piece of text, and we're going to unpack it, piece by piece, to really understand the chillingly logical system that it describes.
Believe it or not, this is our entire source for today's explainer. That's it, 2 sentences, 24 words. But inside those words is a complete blueprint for a system of control. So our job here is to take that blueprint apart and see exactly how this machine is built.
Okay, so let's get right into it. The goal is to break this statement down into its most basic parts. We're going to look at the actions, what I'd call the core mechanism, and then the intended outcomes, all to figure out how this machinery of terror actually works.
So first things first, let's look at that opening sentence. This is where the source details the physical inputs of the system. You can almost think of them as the raw materials of subjugation. And it lists 4 very distinct actions.
The first one is the most direct, the most brutal. Beaten. This is just the immediate application of physical violence. It's about establishing dominance through raw pain and injury. It's a clear, unambiguous assault on the body.
Next up, starved. Now this is different. Unlike a beating, which is an event, starvation is a process. It's a systematic, prolonged attack. You're denying a fundamental biological need, and the whole point is to weaken the body, chip away at a person's resolve, and create this state of constant, gnawing dependency.
Then, the source gives us forced into labor. This is a fascinating addition because it goes beyond just causing pain or weakness. This is about exploitation. It's about stripping away a person's agency and literally turning their body into a tool for someone else. It dehumanizes them by reducing them to nothing more than their physical output.
And finally, we have this catch-all phrase, inhumane treatment. What's so important about this one is its function. It acts as this giant umbrella term. It's there to cover every other possible form of degradation, psychological, emotional, anything not explicitly named. It's the clause that ensures no act of cruelty is left out. So just to recap where we are, we have 4 distinct physical inputs. We've got direct violence, we've got systematic deprivation, we've got physical exploitation, and we've got a comprehensive category for everything else. These are the foundational actions that literally power the machine.
Okay, now let's look at the second sentence, because this is where we see how everything builds. The source introduces the engine that processes all those inputs we just talked about. It identifies torture, not as just another act, but as the central tool, the core mechanism of the entire operation. And this is where the source's perspective becomes crystal clear. Notice how it doesn't define torture by what it is. It's not listing specific methods. Instead, it defines torture by its purpose. It's a tool, and it has 2 very specific functions. So, the most important thing for us to understand is, what are those functions?
And that brings us to the final part of the machine, the output. Why do all this? What is this torture actually designed to produce? Well, the source is incredibly explicit, giving us 2 very precise psychological outcomes. So the system has this powerful 2-part objective. The first goal is all about destruction, to break resistance. This is about completely eliminating a person's will to fight back, their ability to think for themselves, to hold on to who they are. But then there's a second goal, which is about creation, to enforce fear. This is about installing a new, paralyzing emotion right into the empty space where that resistance used to be. So one goal is about subtraction, and the other is about addition.
And when you lay it all out, what the source reveals is a stunningly clear causal chain. It's a 3-step process, really. Step 1, apply the physical, inhumane acts. Step 2, use them as a tool to break resistance. Step 3, once that resistance is gone, you fill the void by enforcing fear. It's a terrifyingly simple and logical progression.
So now, let's put all of the pieces back together. We've looked at all the components in isolation, but now we can see the full, chilling architecture of this system of subjugation at work.
This table, really, it shows the entire machine in one view. The physical acts are the inputs. Their goal is physical subjugation. Torture is the core mechanism, the engine that turns that physical pain into psychological manipulation. And the desired outputs? Well, there are 2. Broken resistance, which gives you total control right now, and enforced fear, which ensures that domination lasts long into the future. It's a complete closed-loop system. And, the most astounding thing in all of this, the entire design, this complete blueprint for how to dismantle a human being and guarantee their control, is laid out with terrifying efficiency in just 24 words.
Every single word in that source has a precise function within this machine. So let's just go back to that source text one last time. When we first read it, it probably just seemed like a simple, horrifying description of events. But now you can see it for what it really is, a technical schematic, a step-by-step guide for the machinery of terror.
And that, of course, leaves us with one final, unavoidable question. When pain and degradation are no longer just random, chaotic acts, but are organized into an efficient, logical system, a machine, what does that say? When cruelty is systematized, what remains of humanity?